Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Just getting everything set up right now. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Hello everyone. Welcome. How are you all doing? Going to be taking a look at some Legacy Bakugan today. Who is excited about that? Hello everyone. Letting everyone come in, letting everyone join in for a minute. Gonna wait for some people to. Here we go. Welcome to the stream. How is everyone doing? Getting everything set up. Tonight is gonna be huge. Gonna be going over my Legacy collection. Now this is going to be my personal collection, so I don't really bring it out a whole lot. I have reviewed some of these Bakugan before though, but a lot of them are new from recent trades, so I'm really excited about that. Viva, welcome to the stream. Doing pretty good. Like I said, really excited about getting into some Legacy Bakugan reviews. Yeah, the streams definitely come quick, don't they? You know, the weeks fly by. Pretty excited about this. You know, it's been a long time since I've done a big, huge Legacy review like this. To be honest though, I'm not really sure what to start with. I mean, what should I start with? Do you guys want to see cards? We got B1, and then I have a couple of B2 containers back here off screen. Oh, Yeet King, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Gonna be taking a look at some Legacy Bakugan. Just trying to decide what I'm going to start with. Yeah, I don't know. When I set up the stream from my phone, when I want to use my phone as the camera, it puts the stream really far ahead like that. But yeah, always 9 p.m. I want to kind of keep that schedule to make everything solid. Nope, just YouTube shenanigans, that's all. Same time. So you want to see cards first. I don't have a problem with that. I will go ahead and move the gate card that I did set aside because I figured I would be rolling some Bakugan. I guess I still have it sealed. Go figure, right? Start a stream and I don't even have anything prepared. Now, hopefully my camera will actually pick these up decently enough. I know everyone hates a stream where the camera is moving, but I want to give you all the best quality possible. How does that look? Let me know in the chat. Is that going to work for everybody? I do have the studio kind of darkened. Yeah, so I've done a few streams now. I think this is either like my 4th or 5th. But yeah, it's something I'm starting for the channel. It is new. Definitely excited about it though, I'm gonna be honest. All right, looks good. That's great. Want to make sure everything looks good on the camera. What's the point of showing off some legacy cards if you can't see them? Which is a shame because that's the problem with the webcam I bought. It's a little fuzzy. You will notice that on my other streams, but I am working on that. Yeah, so the cards I have in the front, obviously these are the HSP cards. Yeah, I have no idea how to use them or how this game actually worked. But I only have these, I think, and then maybe some. Let's see if I can't pull this out. Yeah, there we go. Change the light a little bit. Well, it was good, and then it wasn't. All right, so we have a ring to deal with, but there we go. All right, that's a little better, I suppose. Just try to work everything out. Give everyone a clear picture. You know what, we're going to try something. We're going to light up the studio a little more. That's better. Just changing the lighting. Making everything tolerable. Welcome everyone to the stream if you're just popping in. I'm seeing that number increase. Thank you all for joining me. How does that look? Is that still going to be good? Well, thank you. I'm glad you look forward to the stream. I definitely enjoy them. It is always fun to hang out with everybody. And yeah, this one definitely a load of fun because taking a look at legacy cards, right? Everyone likes that. I do. It is cool. I don't know though. Should I read all the effects or do you guys kind of just want to flip through the book and kind of like touch on things here and there? Because I can still see that the words aren't that great to pick up. Yeah, ooh, woof. Yeah, so we won't be able to really pick up the words too good. Pretty full binder though. Pretty good legacy card collection, honestly. So there is a good bit to go through. One thing I noticed about the gold gate cards is a lot of them have to do with like singular character. It reminds me a lot of the new series character cards. One thing is, I wonder if they made a gate card like this for every legacy character, or if it was just certain ones. So I guess we'll start off with the top corner here. I guess if you can make it out, pretty obvious who that one is. I do have 3 copies of the Fortress Gate card. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe a majority of the character gate cards just give the, if you use that Bakugan, they just give you the gate attribute bonus a second time. So pretty good. Not awful by any means. I actually have 3 for Fortress, though. Yep, definitely called it Eat King. You are right. In fact, I believe a majority of mine actually are. I mean, there are a few exceptions in here, but yeah, as you can all see, a majority of them are for specific characters. I even have 2 different ones for Gorham. That's pretty interesting. I don't know if they do anything different. Yes, so this one gives the G power bonus an additional time. And then this one, if there's a Gorm that has a printed G power of 150 more than its opponent at the battle ends immediately and the Gorm wins. So that's pretty powerful, actually. That is pretty strong, I'm not going to lie. Then I do have a ton of duplicates. You know, I have the 3 Fortress, I have the 2 Harpist, which are pretty insane. Again, though, it just grants the gate attribute bonus a second time. Oh yeah, the artwork is pretty cool. I think it's a little more edgy and crisp. Like it looks a little more menacing, right? I feel like it's more kind of Digimon-like in that regard, but it definitely has a different aesthetic to it. And they do look really nice. I especially like the little Juggernaut I have. The HSP artwork for Juggernaut is a lot cooler than in later cards, at least in my opinion. But they are really cool, and a lot of them are pretty epic fight scenes. Like here we have a Serpenoid wrapped around a Juggernaut. That's pretty intense. But yeah, moving on. So that is some of my gold gate cards. Now here we have a few more. These are the ones that aren't necessarily character based. I guess this half are all the ones that have different effects. If there's one you would like for me to explain in detail, I guess just let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'll kind of flip through this and give it like a museum vibe and just kind of show off the cards. I'll do the same when we get to the Bakugan in the same detail. Yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new or just tuning in. Let everyone know the stream is going down. Definitely excited to be sharing out some legacy stuff, really cool. I don't think I've ever shown my legacy cards on the channel before. So this is pretty huge. All right, request for the white octopus one. All right, we got some octagon vibes going on. Let's see if I can't bring it up. Not really, but if there is a Chaos Bakugan at the battle, each Pyrus and Aquas Bakugan get plus 300 G power. So that is an interesting effect, quite honestly. Don't know how I feel about that one, but it is unique. I'll give them that. Pretty strong, I guess, because you could fool the opponent into thinking that you're not really going to get a bonus, but then you do. So, I mean, I guess there's potential there. So holding power with the Pythantis. Okay, so it reads, the Bakugan in the battle whose player has the most ability cards in their unused pile at the start of the battle gets plus 200 G power. So the player with the most ability cards gets plus 200 G power to their Bakugan. That is pretty strong. Not a bad effect at all. One thing though, I think this is a Mectanium Surge gate card. I really like the artwork of these gates. It's pretty interesting. I always liked how they switched it up that year, even though I didn't play all that much. And then I think this was the Gundalian Invaders design. So there's like both designs right there for some different years. That's pretty cool. Not bad at all. And these right here, these are pretty nifty gate cards too. Probably power crept in all honesty, but they're really neat because when they're in the used pile, this one gives Pyrus, Darkus, and Subterra plus 50, and then this one the same but for the other three attributes. So kind of tech options, you know, if you use more than one. Really basic though, that's what I like is the basic playability of those two. Now then, moving on. I actually think I have another Gorham right there. Is that the same one? Yeah. Okay. So I have duplicate Gorhams. That tripped me up. I thought it might have been another one. And then I do have a Volt Gate card, but unfortunately, it's not for Brontes. I know, right? Sad. The Subterra Bakugan and Starry Night. Was that on this one? I'll have to see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that one. That's one that Shadow Prove used before Hades, right? Or something like that in the beginning of New Vestroia. Yeah, that was a shame. That would have definitely been a cool Bakugan to release. But there was a ton of New Vestroia Bakugan that didn't. There was that bee bug-like Darkest Bakugan. There was Goblin Ball, which Goblin Ball would have been hilarious. I feel like Klobtor was paying homage to that Bakugan. And there was even Max Spider too. Ton of new actually a lot of the mechanical Vexos Bakugan. I think most of those didn't get printed at all, so that was kind of a downside. But getting into the Copper Gates now, which I put this on the front page because I always thought it was hilarious. But two different gate cards with two different abilities have the same artwork. I mean, just different tint, but it is literally the same artwork. I find that hilarious, right? It is just really funny. Then I have another copy of the Tuskor Gate. It was a common gate card, it feels like, but actually getting a Tuskor, that was hard. That was not easy at all. I don't know, everyone has that one Bakugan from their childhood that was hard to hunt down, that you could never find. For me, it was probably Tuskor or Mantris. Because those were two Bakugan that I can never really get my hands on at all. But I definitely wanted to. Oh, going back, we have a request. I'm going too fast and I shouldn't. So do you mean the one with Avior on it and Lumagrow? I just want to check. Again, no rush. This is a chill stream. I don't want to rush anything. We're just going to be going through some legacy stuff. I have a ton of Bakugan to go through and a pretty stacked binder, so I want to make sure everyone takes a look at what they want to. All right, sweet. All right, I guessed it right. So that is Twisted Cave. And only unevolved Bakugan get the gate bonus. So I'm not really 100% sure on how evolved Bakugan work. That was a mechanic from Gundalian Invaders that I didn't use and I didn't really pick up on, unfortunately. But yeah, so it says only unevolved Bakugan get the gate bonus. And then I know the picture's not really clear, but it gives 100 to Pyrus, 220 to Aquas, 252 Subterra, which is highlighted, 300 to Chaos and Darkest. That's pretty insane. And then 200 to Ventus. Wow. That is a perfect example of power creep in the Legacy game. I feel like that gate card gives way too big of attribute bonuses. That's insane. Was not expecting that. Of course, I could probably explain the gate card a little better in some combos if I knew the whole evolution, unevolution thing with the legacy generation. I was reminded today that the power levels all revolved around how many gate cards you had in used piles or so. So yeah, that one was a learning experience, I suppose. But time to see what else we have in this binder. Honestly, I don't really go through it. Today I built a legacy deck to kind of use online. And it was the first time actually going through this binder in a while. So I'm not 100% sure of all of what's in here. Welcome to the stream, Fusions. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Just taking a look at some legacy cards. Yeah, the original battle marbling game. Or marble battling game. You know what I mean. I get things mixed up. But yeah, super excited. So GG, I only played, like, I collected, but then I played like casually at school. Most of the time at recess, because that was like the thing back then. But no, I never played competitively as far as Bakugan goes. You totally should, Fusions. I would be on board to watching that as a video on your channel. Legacy stuff is always cool to take a look at, and it is always fun. All right, Yeet King, I see you in the chat. What does lift do? Actually, I have 2 copies, but don't let the looks fool you. The conditions of these cards is pretty rough. In fact, if you took all these cards out of the binder, they are, yeah, not the best condition, but a lot of these I found like in garage sales, like offer-up sales online, that kind of thing. So I never really was buying them myself. But anyway, back to lift. So it reads, the player with the most gate cards in their used pile may not play ability cards. So apparently if you're in the lead, it's going to cut you down a bit. I don't know if that's really a huge disadvantage, but you're locked out of playing ability cards if you're in the lead and you have the most gate cards. That's something, though. And then as far as attribute bonuses, it gives Pyrus 70, Aquas 170, Subterra 120, Chaos is 130 and it's highlighted, that's cool. 92 Darkest, and then Ventus gets the most at 200. Thank you. I do appreciate you saying that. It took a lot of hard work and hunting down. I feel like legacy cards are some of the hardest things to find. Legacy Bakugan, you can go online and you can just pick them up, but the cards, not so much. Welcome to the stream, Dry Bones. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. I want to thank everyone. I've got 10 people watching. Always appreciate the support from the Baku crew. You guys are amazing. Ooh, you play a double battle. That's interesting, Yeet King. So the strategy I worked with today and I was kind of working with is just like moving your Bakugan and your opponent's Bakugan to certain gates and kind of forcing the battles how you want. Theoretically, I think it's a good strategy, but I'm not sure how it will pan out. Hey, Still Darkest Metal Fencer, that is a good deal for 15. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I could feel if you bank on your ability cards and someone has lift, you're definitely going to get hurt by that one. Yeah, oddly enough, I actually don't have a Ventus Gone on the team, though. It was Translucent Pyrus, Aquas, and Crystal Alto Brontes. Nice fusions. Looking forward to that. What legacy Bakugan are you getting? Do you know? Do have some duplicates though. You know, I am looking to trade. I need to find more Bronte's gate cards, specifically the character gate cards for Bronte's. I definitely like to get my hands on those. But now we're on to this page, and it's really great because I have something important to ask the chat. Who knows what's up with these two cards right here on the edge? And then, for example, I actually have two copies, but this one is laid out completely different. I'm assuming this is like the reboot series, right? And this is an international copy of the card, and then this is a US release. I'm hoping I'm right, but I always found it interesting, so I did keep these two. I held on to them. Okay, cool. They're international gate cards. Well, that's pretty cool to have in the collection. That is really nice. And then Yeet King wants to know about this Earth, Wind, and Fire with the three Monoris. I got to be honest, though. I really, really like the artwork on this one. But yeah, it reads, so each Subterra, Ventus, and Pyrus Bakugan get plus 100 G power for each gate card in their opponent's used pile. Not bad at all. And a pretty decent attribute bonus spread as well. Oddly enough, I wouldn't recommend using Ventus and Subterra on that one. Oh, Viva La Hunt making the meme there. No, I got it. You retracted it, but I did get that obscure song reference. And yeah, I do have a lot of cards. I don't know if my Legacy Bakugan are really all that impressive, but I do enjoy it. I really like Legacy. I've been kind of on a Legacy kick lately, so I have been hunting down like my favorite Brontes, different versions of that, and then Dynamo, which is pretty cool. I have I think it's a UK or EU exclusive Subterra Dynamo coming. I should have that about Wednesday, so I'm definitely looking forward to reviewing that. That's going to be huge. Oh, going back, we have another request. The Ventus Garganoid gate card. So it reads, the player whose Bakugan has the lowest printed G power moves a red or green ability card from their used pile to their unused pile. So that is pretty good. You know, pretty much really basic, you know, layman's terms. If your Bakugan's got the lowest G power, you get a red or green ability card back. So you get to recycle. That's pretty neat. I feel like in a game where you only get 3 of, you know, the gate cards and then 3 ability cards, any kind of recursion is very powerful and noteworthy, right? You should definitely consider it. At least I feel like you should. Now, bear with me again. I'm going to be messing with the lighting while I'm talking to everybody. Because I swear I can get this to lighten up. I swear. Somehow. There we go. You know what? I will take it. That's better. That's the best we've had all stream. There we go. There's a little delay. I'll let it catch up. But yeah, that Ventus Garganoid card, that's pretty neat. Not a bad deal if you got a Helios MK2 for 60. I paid 80 for mine, but it was from a friend, and I treasure that Bakugan dearly. It's actually a Bakugan I will be reviewing later on in this stream. Awesome, right? homage to the original 7-in-1 Bakugan, I have one of the gate cards. 7-in-1 Bakugan receive an additional G-Power bonus from that card. And it has a picture of Max's Helios. Really cool. I like it. Though I was always bummed out you couldn't actually use the Maxis Bakugan. But, I mean, that would be busted if you could have 7 Bakugan on one team. Welcome to the stream, HM. No worries. You have been busy all day, my friend. I honestly don't think you stopped streaming, or at least it doesn't seem like you did. You have got to be tired, but regardless, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You know, I think I have the Maxis one in here too for Dragonoid. I don't know. Let me flip back. I think, is that gold? I feel like that one's gold. Yeah, right here, Building Gate. I thought I had that one. So each player with a piece of Maxis Drago here may attempt to roll one of his unused Maxis Helios pieces, and then if it stands, the player may choose which of their G-Powers to use and which of their attribute to use. Oh, that's insane. That's pretty gnarly. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool they made gate cards for them as well. Flip back to where we were. Uh-oh. It's the only thing about weighted cards, they kind of mess up in a binder. You gotta watch it so they don't fold over like that. And I think we had gotten through all of the copper. Now we're on to silver. Got some really cool single-headed Hydronoid artwork here with Dusk. And then some Reaper artwork with Nightmare. Some of my favorite Legacy cards. I used to use those things in every Darkest deck I built. A 25-minute break? Geez, you definitely put in a work day. But hey, it was well worth it. Congratulations. I know you hit the big 1,000. That's gotta feel great. I know when I hit 1,000, I was just unbelievably grateful. I was ecstatic. I was really hyped. So I know you are. Yeah, you know, I should probably complete my Maxis Dragonoid. I'm only missing the weird triangle manta ray thingy, and then the spider one from the set. But I have the arms and the legs, so that's 4 out of 6. So I'm only missing two pieces. Welcome to the stream, Optimus Shadow. Welcome, welcome. Oh, that would be an insane combo. Doubling up on Maxis Helios and Drago. Which I feel like double battle ability cards are like really strong. They're really powerful. The Dragonoid is, well, that's the most important part, right? Having the Dragonoid. Now then, let's take a look at these silver gates. Who knows how many silver gate cards actually have abilities? Because right down here in the corner, I actually have one. And this thing is pretty neat. Because one thing I noticed about silver gate cards is they usually don't have abilities. So to have one that does, I think that's pretty rare, right? I don't know. Yes, the swarm is growing, HM. You definitely have a quite the swarm now. The Baku crew and the swarm will join forces in the Bakugan community. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they have abilities. And oddly enough, we were talking about Maxis Helios. And then again, 2 gate cards kind of featuring, I think this is one of his front legs. And there's actually Maxis Helios all armored up. Two, yeah. So they're not really popular. That's pretty neat. I like that. Definitely have to hunt around for more silver gate cards with abilities. The Hive, yeah, the Swarm. Everybody has to watch out. Reduce though, so this silver gate card with an ability, I think it has a really strong one. Players with an Aquas or Pyrus at this gate may move a blue ability card from their used pile to their unused pile um, at the end of the battle. Okay, so not bad at all. Again, recursion in Bakugan. That is really powerful in a format, in a game where you only get 3 cards. Being able to recur those back and reuse them over and over again is definitely going to give you an advantage. My favorite Bakugan character, well, since this is a legacy stream, I'll go ahead and say what my favorite legacy character is, and I'm going to have to go with Brontes. The magical evil clown. I just dig it. He changed his attribute too. I think he went to Subterra once, and then he was Darkest too, so that's also really cool. Kind of like Preyas in that regard. Lift up the camera now so I can't get more of it. Yeah, there we go. A little better. These are all silver gate cards though, but we can enjoy the artwork. Pretty neat. I really do like that about the legacy cards. The artwork just hits different. That could definitely explain it. They could have just switched the colors really quickly. All right, no one would have known. I always thought it was crazy that Naga was on like a water gate card. Makes no sense whatsoever. Monarus is really cool. Monarus and Cyranoid. I can't believe they're so expensive in their native factions though. Aventus Monarus, and especially if you want one of the pearl ones, is like $30. Yeah, Naga is surfing. Who knew? Naga shreds it. And then my one and only silver gate card to feature a Brontes, well, at least in the binder. But yeah, it has a silhouette of Alto, which I think I actually showed that off in one of my Brontes videos. But yeah, we're getting into those Baku gear cards. Oh snap, who's ready for that? That's why Naga was so upset. He just wanted to be a surfer. Dragonoid wouldn't let him surf because they were on the Pyrus planet. That's what started it all. He wanted the Silent Core and the Infinity Core to surf. He just wanted some water. Ooh, Monarus in the reboot. That would have been interesting. That would have been interesting. I wonder how they could have pulled it off, though, just like with the art style and everything in the new series. I'm interested to see how that could have looked. But yeah, I got the Baku gear cards, which some of these I think are from that Dragonoid Colossus, but sadly I don't have that one. Oh yeah, Leonidas, squad up. We have a Leonidas fan, and he is loyal. Stuck with Leonidas from G1 to G2. I'm so glad Leonidas got a retrain, though. The Legends version of Leonidas is definitely more playable than the first one. I mean, don't get me wrong. The what was it? Evolutions release of Leonidas has potential, but I feel like you have to use a lot of core control manipulation effects and Nanogon to really bust that out. So yeah, the fact that we got a retrain, the Legends Leonidas, way better. Just in my opinion, though. Oh, any Pearl, I swear, any Pearl Bakugan is gorgeous from G2. Or not G2, excuse me. I don't know. I meant B2. Just because of the paint they use. B1 Pearls are nice, but I think with B2s that just shows up a lot better. Especially with Ventus Bakugan, right? Like that green against the white. It is a beautiful contrast. I have very few Pearl Bakugan in my collection, which we will get to. I know we're still going through these cards, but there's a lot to go through. That is all the gear I have. Now we're on to red ability cards, which I do have some traps here in the front. HM, shout out to you. I'll try to pick the artwork up a little better here. Gonna get a camera move. But there is a Darkus Monurus. Gonna get a little quick zoom in. There we go. Pretty neat artwork. We're gonna zoom out. Refocus everything for everybody. Eventually I'm going to get some kind of digital layout and everything will just pop up. But until then, we're just going to do this the chill way. Need to find a launcher too. I see I have the Masquerade's launcher card. It would be cool to try to use one of those, like maybe in a video or something. That would probably be funny. Oh, yep, sure enough, there it is. I thought I had it, but that's the actual ability card for Max's Dragonoid there at the bottom right. Is there a way to show everything? We don't know. There we go. Ton of cards, but one thing I noticed about red ability cards a lot of the time is they have to do with like rerolls and like placing things. But there we go. There's a combo battle. So there's one of those double battle cards. Play before you roll. If your roll results in a battle, both players add one of their used or unused Bakugan in the battle before the gate card is revealed. Add up G powers to see who wins. Put all Bakugan in players' used piles after the battle. OHM, are you ready to play some Master Duel on stream again? That's pretty cool that you've got your deck going. I can't wait. I was actually thinking about streaming some Master Duel tomorrow. Kind of surprising everybody with a second stream. Yeah, so these two foils are out of that box set. So this thing right here. It was like a card collector's set, and that's what those are from, apparently. Or at least that's what I remember. I think it come with some kind of promotional coin or token, too. Oh, okay, so fair warning. You use combo battle in all of your decks. Okay. Well, you need to get one of those gate cards that recycles a red ability card. Just use an Aquas or Pyrus Bakugan, use combo battle, then flip up that gate card next turn, and then boom! You get combo battle for 2. Nice, HM. I can't wait. I will definitely talk to you after stream or tomorrow. See if you don't have time to hop in. And yeah, get some Master Duel grinds going on. There is an event going on right now, and you get like rewards and stuff for dueling in duel rooms. So that's pretty neat. That'll actually work out for the both of us. But yeah, I wish these foiled character card or ability cards would show up better because they really are gorgeous. The Bakugan foiling effect, like that is like no other. I really like how they foiled out their cards from promotional sets. Moving on here. And then we have some newer, I think this is Gundalian Invaders and Mectanium Surge blue ability cards. Oh, wait, going back. Flip, Blue Rescue, the Oberon Rescue. Right there, right? You mean that one? So it reads, play during a battle if your opponent has 2 more gate cards in their used pile than you. Your Bakugan gains G power based on its attribute. And it gives 130 to Pyrus, 150 to Aquas, 130 to Subterra, 150 to Chaos, 140 to Darkus, and 170 to Ventus. So it's kind of like a card to catch you up, I think. Again, another one of those things that when your opponent is in the lead, just adjusting the camera. My tripod's a little funny. It doesn't want to stand up this evening, but all good. Again, another random Naga ability card. Speaking of Naga, that recast is awesome, but it is really expensive. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people want 300 and up for it, but it would be really cool to get for a collection. I really wish Spin Master would have released Silent Naga, but I guess we got the Nintendo game exclusive, and that was as close as we were going to get. I guess after I look through the binder, I can show off my the legacy deck that I was planning on using, or at least the cards. Then I can show off the Bakugan later. Yeah, exactly. Like, why would you go through the trouble of making something and selling something, but it's for too much? Like, I find it hard to believe that many people can just shell out $300 for a Bakugan. Like, surely they've made too many and they just have a ton sitting somewhere. But I mean, I guess it would make sense if they were like made to order or something like that. Yeah, HM, I agree. I don't even think the fact that it's 3D printed could warrant it. I just think it's a little crazy. Some pretty interesting artwork right here, though, is Big Brawl. The effect's not that big of a deal, but the thing I like is that the Robotalion is purple in the artwork. Like, that's pretty crazy. I always found that interesting. But now we're moving on to the next page. Man, so many cards. A lot of legacy goodies. You know, the fact that legacy decks are only 3 and 3, I could make a ton of cards. Oh, don't even get me started on single-headed Hydronoid. I want one so bad, but yeah, I can't even touch it. Like, you know how many Bakugan I could buy for the channel and for reviews aside from a Hydronoid? Like, even if I had that money, I couldn't justify putting that on one Bakugan when I have so many others that I could actually, like, stock my collection with. Hey, that would be really cool. Yeah, like 3D print it still in like the frame and the supports, and I'll get some snips. I'll put it together myself. Just, you know, PDF directions. We got this. Oh yeah, people need to start printing Glowtronoids and Luminoids so we get the lights flashing and everything. That would be hilarious. All right, now we're getting into these green ability cards, which pretty cool. I have a Doom card, but it's kind of weird because it's the Gundalian Invaders one where Dan is holding it. And it's just so off character, right? Like I just feel bad every time I look at it. Because anyone who appreciates the franchise, they know that that's so not Dan. You know, I've thought about streaming a custom paint, like when I'm sitting there like painting Butterclaw, but I don't really know what if people would really enjoy watching that as much. I thought at least this way you're like looking at really like older Bakugan stuff, so you get that nostalgia feel, and there's a little hype there. But me, chubby man fingers painting a Bakugan, would that really be enjoyable? Ooh, a full cast metal Bakugan. That would be really cool. I would like to see it. I think it was done once. Like, wasn't there like a promotional Neo Dragonoid that was like fully metal or something like that? Or was it gold? I know it was like fully metal or gold, something like that. Hey, Jim, we got some more Monarchs artwork. The Tentaclear ability, which I did finally get my own Tentaclear. It was Subterra. I kind of wanted the Chaos, but the Subterra worked its way to me with a trade, and I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, Dan turned to the dark side. That's what happened. Well, I might give it a shot. I might like do like a test video and paint something and just see how that goes, and then maybe convert that and move that into a stream. A lot of Chaos support too, I noticed. I have a lot of Chaos cards. They're not too great though. One thing I noticed though about a Bakugan, like in the Legacy game as a whole, most of the abilities like they boil down to move your Bakugan, get something back for your Bakugan, or just gain bonus. Like it's really basic in principle, and the effects are like really basic. So that's pretty cool. And then I do have just some randoms right here on the back. Even have some Brontes artwork featured. I have one Bright Torch. It has Brontes on it. And then Counter Trap Beta, which canon, that is supposed to be Mega Brontes. Horrifying that's what Brontes could have been right there. Food for thought. That is scary. I do like the artwork of Lithyrus. That is a Bakugan I want to pick up. Probably, if not my favorite, one of my favorite Gundalian Invaders Bakugan. Probably the one that really like made me want to follow Bakugan, but I still didn't. But I almost did because Gundalian Invaders does have some really cool molds. Like they did. They had some really cool characters. I think they did a good job. And then my one lone Bakutech card. I got this back when I got my Gavli Anacon. Pretty cool, but I only have the one. That's why it's all sleeved up. It's probably the one card in my entire Legacy collection in the best condition. Like, I would give it a 9 or an 8. Everything else, definitely 7 and below. How is everyone doing, though? I gotta know who is ready. I think we're over. Yeah, that's it. It's Jover. Who's ready for some Bakugan now? The cards are reviewed. Now we have a blank slate. That was a lot of cards. But now, I think the best thing to do would be just go ahead and start right off with my B1 collection. And you know it's a legit collection when your Bakugan box is old, dusty, and beat up. Like, you done know you have some really good memories in here, and I definitely do. And I guess I can try to roll them out. But we all know what happens when I try to roll out Bakugan. It never ends well. It just never ends well. Isn't that right, chat? What attribute do you guys want to see first? All right, Pyrus. Okay. Gonna be taking a look at Pyrus. Now, this is really funny. I might look at the rulebook later on, but just for fun, you know, this is that good old Legacy rulebook. And I just want to prove a point, because people think that the rules are big and everything in today's game. I mean, the Legacy Bakugan wasn't much better. I mean, this is what you got for rules. And it was one-sided, like the other side, right, is just a different language. But yeah, this was it. Bakugan has always been a really basic game. Might look at the rules later on just for fun. But right now, it was requested. We're getting into the Pyrus B1 Bakugan in my collection. Let's go. Oh, let's not brighten things up like that. That's awful. Hold on, chat. I am trying to focus everything. We're going to switch things up a bit. Okay. Yes, Chaos is definitely shining down on us, but I don't know if I wanted it that bright. There we go. Hey Fusions, we're just now getting into my Pyrus B1s. Gonna be taking a look at the Pyrus B1 collection. Oh, your rolls were garbage today? No, my friend. My rolls are garbage. In fact, my rolls are such garbage that I'm always throwing the bread. That's right. Always throwing the bread. Just always throwing the bread. That's what's up. But yeah, okay, so getting right into the Pyrus Bakugan, because don't even get me started on the bread throwing. But you know what? For safe measure, I'm going to go ahead and put out 2 gate cards, right? Like, let's not have any chances of ruining it. Then I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. So I guess I'll start off with my Pyrus Dragonoids. One thing to note is I am pulling out 3, and that's because I have 3 different copies. One of which is an open core, which I think is really cool. I do have a few open core B1s, but the others are sealed, as you can all see. And what I mean by their different versions is they just have different B power. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to land it. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and try to spin them out. By the way, as you can all see, that I don't roll Bakugan traditionally, and that's probably my fault and my problem why I don't ever stand them. But I really like to spin Bakugan more than roll them, and actually land my shots when I do this. So, yeah. Oh, Yeet King, 4 gate cards. I appreciate the support. You know what? I might have needed that. But believe it or not, it looks like Dragonoid is on my side. He is representing for stream. That is the best rolling I think I have ever done. Right here and right now. You saw it here, folks. No joke. But yeah, so moving on to my Pyrus B1 Dragonoids. I have one that is 300 G power, so this is the 300. Does have the little manual feet. And then the little horn. Let's go ahead and put my little stand to use here. I think that'll give the viewers a better look at the Dragonoid. And while that's spinning, I will go ahead and talk about the other two. So the open core Dragonoid, which I just took off camera, it is 360 G power. So a little stronger, but still right around that 300 mark. We have a 300 and a 360. But my final one, and you know, this is a shame too, because it is the strongest. I have, believe it or not, a 500. Get this. This Dragonoid is a 520 G power Dragonoid, but the head doesn't fully like stay closed, so it opens a lot. And yeah, that's a shame. Ooh, that's scary. Yeah, you know, I always forget that critical is a thing in the Legacy game. Always forget that. But yeah, spin shooting for me, you know, it's just how I'm comfortable, and I've gotten better at it. Definitely more so than like just the standard, I always call it the Jet Kuso roll. But yeah, definitely like to spin, especially B1s too, because I feel like the magnets are centered a lot better. G2 Bakugan just go all over the place. Welcome to the stream, Fun Time. It is great to see you again. Thank you for supporting. Always appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll move the stand back right there because I want to be able to roll and have y'all see it all. So I better, you know what, I better slide everything back. Don't know what I'm thinking. Like you guys want to actually see the Bakugan, right? I know I do. All right. So I don't have many Pyrus Bakugan. I actually only have 3 more, most of which are new, even. So that is the Griffin. I have a Centipede, which I just got. Oh, I guess I have more than that, because I forgot about this new little gem. So I will start off. So still some more Pyrus Bakugan. The 3 Dragonoids are really cool. But this one is another huge, strong one. Got this one from Brennan over on the Discord. Love trading with the crew members. It is really huge. This is Pyrus Serpenoid, and it has 490 G powers, so pretty good. Most of the time, I feel like B1 Bakugan were 300 and below. So to be able to find those Bakugan that were higher than that, really, really nice. And I guess Serpenoid does have like this pseudo manual piece in the tail that you kind of fold out a little more. I'll bring that in. Serpenoid is really cool. I'm glad Serpenoid got kind of a retrain or a reboot with Fangzor. I mean, Fangzor Ultra, right, is such a mold. Really cool. But yeah, there's something about Serpenoid and Rattlenoid that are just really nostalgic. Believe it or not, I didn't get Serpenoid first. I actually got Rattlenoid, and I believe it was a Subterra Rattlenoid that was my first. But yeah, Pyrus Serpenoid, pretty huge. Moving on though, and again, I got a few of these recently, and I'm pretty stoked about them because there were. Oh no, that would not be good. We don't need it to fall. That was my first missed roll of the stream, so I'm getting better. Oh, this one is not cooperating. Might have to change up my rolling style. Oh, well, that was not good. You see, that is what happens when we don't set up barriers. You know, and I was doing so good with the Dragonoids and the Serpenoid. I shouldn't have jinxed it. I shouldn't have jinxed it. So we're not going to roll this one because it's being argumentative. But here we have a Pyrus Reaper. 350 G power. Man, it flew right off the table. Luckily, no damage. Well, I always thought Rattlenoid was a Serpenoid evolution. Yeah, this Reaper is dangerous. Flying off the table, it's going to KO itself. It doesn't need to brawl. It's just going to take care of the job and be done with it. Ooh, not a bad idea. I could, or, you know, even better, what I could do, I don't know. I wanted to keep the legacy theme going, but just for safety's sake, right? Like, cause I don't want that to happen again, especially with B1 Bakugan. Why not? Let's just use the brawl zone. Nothing wrong with that. We'll brawl it up in the brawl zone. And I can slide in the rotating display there. There we go. That'll work. I'm gonna have Bakugan every though as I pull these all out. But yeah, at least now when I'm rolling, they won't fly off the table. Even if I have to use the G3 Arena. But up next, get ahead and I guess try this out. Let's see how it goes with a B1. Oh, that was terrible. It did not even magnetize. And there we go. Okay, well, the second time is the charm. Here is Pyrus Griffin, which I really appreciate because of the white and light blue in contrast with the Pyrus coloring. It just stands out, right? And it looks really nice. 370 G power. I do have a good bit of B1 Bakugan, and you know what? I didn't have nearly half this much when the year started. I really committed heavily to collecting B1s. You know, the displays work fabulous. So this is one of my newest Legacy Bakugan I got in a recent trade. I want to say the week before last, and then it got mailed in last week. But this is my second translucent B1 Bakugan. And if you haven't guessed it already, it is Centipod, or the Legacy one is Centipoid. Very beautiful Bakugan. I now have my translucent Aquas Griffin and this translucent Pyrus Centipod. And look at that, the magnet is perfect. 400 G power, so pretty strong, not bad at all. But I love the translucent Bakugan. Very nice. And I only have two. I have one Pearl and only two translucent Bakugan. Ooh, you have a Pearl Serpenoid? I bet it looks great. 470 is good as well. Yeah, Griffin, really cool design. Kind of like a Chimera type mythical creature. No, you never do forget your first Bakugan. Like, there's no way you can. Like, there's just way too much hype around it. Like, 100%. And me, so, like, because I had a lot of sentimental reasonings behind wanting to get this back. It was a childhood Bakugan of mine. So it was one that I wanted to put back into my collection. Again, just for kind of the nostalgia vibes. But I think that's all of my Pyrus Bakugan, and it is. So what attribute should I review next? Oh, HM, no way. You have a Choco? Now those Legacy Bakugan I would love to get my hands on. The chocolate Subterra is such an amazing color. I definitely want to find one, but again, man, those prices are insane. Oh, Juggernaut is one of my favorites. Like, if we're talking B1s, I have a Juggernaut, and yeah, I wouldn't dare part with it. I would like to get one of each faction event or each attribute eventually, but again, price. I'm thinking about taking a look at my Subterra B1s next. What do you all think? Got fired, then we'll go into to Earth. Oh, it looks like we have a photo over on the Discord. Bam, I wish I could share this with everyone. It is indeed Funtime Gamers Pyrus Pearl Serpenoid. The thing looks amazing. It's got lime green accents and the red with the white. All right, Subterra, let's go. I don't have a lot, so it'll actually go quickly. But which Subterra do I start with? I guess I'll start off with these two. And again, this is going to be one that everybody knows. If it lands on the magnet, which it doesn't, of course. We'll try again. I have two after all. Well, the first one landed. And then there's the second one. Oh, I do have a pair of original attribute, Subterra Gorum. One is a little rusted, you know, if you can all make that out. So it's a little worn. I did get one that was newer and in a lot better shape. Again, one of the older Bakugan that I really appreciate. Julie's partner. But yeah, I thought Gorum had a really cool design. I mean, the dude had trees on his shoulders. I mean, that's just insane. They're both 450 G power, but one is worn off. The rusted one that is much older, it is more worn. But this one, a lot better condition. It does have little manual feet, but I don't like to mess with them so much because they're like tight and I don't want to break them. Ooh, please send over a picture of that Choco. Man, you HM. It's not good. You're making me want to get a chocolate Bakugan, and those things are pricey. I actually agree with you. I think base Gorum looks a lot better. Hammer Gorum always threw me off because there just wasn't any detail. It was like this green blob in the middle of a brown ball. So there just wasn't a lot of detail there. Now again, so this is another Bakugan from last week's trades. Man, I loved it. There was a ton of trades. And this goes for anyone, you know, Baku crew members or people that are just tuning in. If you join the server and you feel like you want to trade some Bakugan, I've listed out all of my G2, G1, you know, all of my Bakugan I have for trade. Definitely looking for a ton of Legacy Bakugan. And I have a few that I will trade just about anything for. Dare I say, trading my Prisma Dragonoid. But on to this Bakugan. This is my Subterra Centipoid. The head does stick up a little bit there. But good condition. 300 G-Power, but the G-Power is worn off a little bit there. Was going to get every Centipod, and I'm almost, or Centipoid, but I am almost there. I have Pyrus, Subterra, and Ventus. I guess that's not almost there. That's halfway. I still have to get, what? No, I think I have. I don't know. I'll have to go through everything because I don't even remember what all I have. But I am trying to hunt down every Centipoid, just because it's such a nostalgic and basic design. Like, everybody knows it. It's iconic. So it's definitely a Bakugan I want to get all of. There's a few B1 Bakugan that I think I want to get all of the attributes for. And then I guess I'll trade away the others or so for it. Fangoid's ball form was underestimated. So probably the biggest sub-Terra Bakugan in my collection is this B1 Skyrus. But it's not just a B1 Subterra Skyrus. No, big reveal. It's actually an open core Skyrus. So I think that is pretty neat. Skyrus was iconic. Obviously, it's one of the main 6. But I never personally liked it because of the little flappy head thing. Made it really hard to roll, and I never did understand the jumping mechanic with the little circle on the back that Skyrus was supposed to do. So yeah, not really my favorite as far as gameplay, but it's one of those iconic designs everyone knows. And boom, there we go. So here is Subterra Skyrus. Looking so nice. I believe the G-Power is, 300 G-Power as well. So it matches Centipod, that's funny. Or I keep calling it Centipod, but it's Centipoid. So we'll close up Centipoid. I think the reboot was dirty for calling the retrain of Centipoid Centipod, because now I get the names confused and mixed up all the time. Oh, I don't know why I closed Skyrus, but Skyrus does have little manual feet. I'll go ahead and flip those out. Yeah. And believe it or not, that's all the Subterra B1 Bakugan that I have. I literally only have those 4 right now. Skyrus is definitely awesome. I want to track down a Ventus one, but it seems like the main 6 Bakugan in their original attributes, they're just so expensive, and I have other Bakugan that I would rather get than investing in them. Yeah, I could never get the Skyrus jump either, but you know, it was always promoted and shown off that you could do these crazy jump shots over Bakugan. Yeah, I never made it happen. I mean, maybe someone did, but it wasn't me. So now that only leaves Chaos, Darkus, Ventus, and Aquas, which there's plenty left to review. But what should I do next? We have 4 more attributes to take a look at. And that's not even all. Like, this is just the B1. After this, I do have my B2s in my personal collection. Because this isn't the channel collection. This is actually like my personal Bakugan that I'm sharing this evening. Like Bakugan that I've gotten from trades and Bakugan that are sentimental. The like. Which I am curious, do the older gate cards work in the arena? Oh no, they're way bigger. That's my first time seeing that. Older gate against newer gate. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Just now noticed that. Oh, I guess I need to flip it around the right way. And now we'll go in. Ah, you know what? Good enough. That works. I think I will probably do maybe Chaos next. Maybe Chaos will work out pretty good. I'm feeling Chaos. But yeah, what I was talking about earlier on the stream, my Dragonoid that's the strongest in the head, it just kind of pops up like that. If you put any kind of pressure or move it or roll it, the head kind of pops out like that. So that's a shame to be on my strongest Pyrus Dragonoid. But yeah, time to go on to Chaos Bakugan. Starting off with the Ripper of Fear. That's right, it is Fear Ripper. Such a close name to Reaper. I always thought that was hilarious. And that was a satisfying pop. Believe it or not, I actually landed one. Reaper is pretty cool, but you can't lie to me. How many of you done this and made a whole nother Bakugan when you were younger? I feel like everybody flipped it upside down and made it a Bakugan like that. Or was it just me? I don't think it was just me. But yeah, my Fear Reaper, again, the G-Power is so worn, but 390. So pretty weak. And again, this is older, so it is faded. It's dulled out quite a bit. Definitely not my favorite Chaos. I have some older Bakugan, and it definitely shows. Next up, though, another one of my older Chaos Bakugan, and that is Stinglash. And will he land it? I don't know. It's going to be close. It's going to be a throwing the bread case. Nope. Bam! Just in the nick of time. Oh, going back to first Bakugan, mine was a Robotalion. I think it was like the plain Pyrus Robotalion. But this Stinglash, even though it is older and dulled like the Fear Ripper, 470 Gs, so much stronger. I like Stinglash. Like, there's something about it that is like really basic but really cool and menacing at the same time. I like Limulus a little more though. I feel like they draw a lot of similarities. Oh, I keep closing them out. Gotta put them on the pedestal to show them off. There we go. Next up, I only have 2 more Chaos left. And this one, again, huge. A Chaos Skyrus. So I have 2 in my collection. Unfortunately, I don't have the one that I want, which is Ventus. And then this one is a closed core. I wonder if someone would trade a Ventus Skyrus for my open core Subterra. Chat, would that be a solid trade? Like, is that fair? I don't know. Oh, it looks like I have an ad going. Copyright free music, but you have to deal with an ad. I don't know how that's right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're back. So here is the Chaos Skyrus. I'll go ahead and fold up Stinglash. Chaos Skyrus is pretty neat. I just don't really like Chaos Skyrus or Subterra. I just have a bias for the Ventus, and then Darkest Skyrus looks cool too. But one thing to note is the Chaos Skyrus is actually 450 G power. So, you know, pretty strong, honestly. Oh, we have a picture. Oh, wow. That is awesome. So, Funtime dropping the big news, has a Fusion Dragonoid. This is this a Mectanium Surge Bakugan, or would this be counted as Bakutech? Regardless, it is beautiful. And then HM in the chat dropping the Choco Serpenoid. I wish I could share this photo with everyone. It looks beautiful. Take my money right now. Go ahead and close up the Chaos Skyrus. But yeah, just putting that out there. Subterra Open Core Skyrus for Ventus Skyrus. Any takers? Any takers? But now this one, again, a Bakugan from a friend over on the server. This is the Pearl Special Attack Chaos Praeus. The only Pearl Bakugan that I have. I actually had to trade my Pearl Darkest Dragonoid and Pearl Subterra Dragonoid for a few of my Centipods and then a B2 Bakugan. But in my opinion, it was well worth it because once you see the Bakugan I got, well, you did see the Pyrus Centipod was one of them. But yeah, moving on, here is the Pearl Praeus. This thing is so cool because it was one of the few Bakugan that could actually change its attribute between 3 different ones. You had Ventus, Chaos, and Subterra on its wheel, and then for B power it was 480. Really cool Bakugan, and it was a way to kind of cheat around the rules because you could have access to more than just 3 factions, or excuse me, attributes, I guess you could say. But yeah, really cool Bakugan. It does have some manual feet here. I will fold those out if I can. Trying this one-handed. There we go. For the win. And it looks like this opening Praeus is Subterra. Really cool Bakugan. One of my favorite. Oh, wow. So there's more than one Fusion Dragonoid. That's cool. People are dropping their legacy Bakugan, and these things are awesome. I'm jealous. I thought my collection was really cool. I'm going to have to make a collection video reviewing all of your guys' awesome drops. These are really cool. Chat, I'm seeing some awesome Bakugan. I mean, we got Choco Serpenoid, and we got Fusion Dragonoids. Different variances and everything. Oh, Nightcore, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. So you have a B1 Ventus Praeus, but the attributes aren't on the wheel? Oh, that's pretty rare. So you have a plain basic Praeus that's Ventus. That's really awesome. You have got to send me a photo when you have the opportunity. That is huge. I'm definitely excited about that. Definitely excited about that. For sure. Man, my subscribers have the best Gons. Oh, welcome Tapu Koko. You joined the server. I hope you stick around, man. I am trying to grow the Baku crew. My little Bakugan community is growing. I appreciate everyone's support. But that is all of my Chaos Bakugan. Again, I only have 4 Chaos and 4 Subterra. I see that. Thank you for joining the server. That is huge. It's so good to see all of my regulars joining me for stream again this week. So my main would fare not very well. So I usually main Brontes. I haven't decided on an attribute, but if I'm going to be fair, it would be the original. So that's Chaos. The strongest it is 720 G power. But if we were brawling, I've got you because I would use the gate cards where the lowest G power would win, and I would just slide my way into victory with tricks. I mean, that is Brontes after all, right? All the battle tricks. But I want to save Darkest for last, so chat, you got to let me know. Do I review Aquas or Ventus next? What's it going to be? Yep, exactly. Or I have a strategy. I'll show it off later on when I get through my B1s. This is actually my Brontes deck right here. So I'll definitely talk about it later on in the stream. Hey, catching 7 Chansey though, that's pretty good. You get to stock up on candy. You gonna be evolving for the Blissey? I stopped playing Pokemon Go, so I'm not really sure, but is Blissey still a good tank for gyms? And I think I'm gonna be reviewing the Aquas Bakugan next. I'm feeling Aquas because some of my favorite B1s that I have are Aquas. Ooh, the custom painted battle gear with Darkest Lumigrowl. Tapu Koko, that is really neat looking. That is really nice. I like it. I like the custom paint job too. That is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and get into some more Bakugan. Starting off with some Aquas duplicates that I have. Not sure if they're going to open. No, Laserman always sticks, but I'm sure everybody has this problem. Laserman is just one of those molds that doesn't open all that well. But this one is open core though, so I'm not going to complain. I just wish that it actually worked. G-Power wise, it has 300. Does have some manual feet on the bottom, like so. And then I do have a closed core version, but I think this one sticks too. I don't think I've ever had a Laserman that actually works, to be honest. This one does have 400 though. So the open core is 100 G-Power less. That's an interesting little detail there, at least in my opinion. So the bread. It is time to throw the bread and answer that question. During a fellow BakuTubers stream, my name was mispronounced. Instead of Baku Brad, I was called Baku Bread. And you know, I kind of just stuck with it because it was funny. And I always like that kind of funny comedic theme to the channel. And yeah, now every time I miss a roll, which I do a lot of, I refer to that as throwing the bread. So that explains why you will see a lot of bread on the channel, but don't worry, it's not real. No bread is harmed in the making of my content ever. But yeah, Aquas Laserman, I have open core and closed core. They just don't open at all. Like they always stick, so I can't really use them in games. Haha, we're Fear Reaper brothers. We both have the Chaos. That's cool. Yeah, I think Laserman is just one of those legacy Bakugan. It never worked. Like, when it was made, they were testing it, and it didn't work, and the design team was just like, we'll send it out anyway, right? That's just how it feels. Pyrus and Darkest Bakugan are very powerful, even in the Legacy series. Hope, I had my Aquas Reaper pop out before I could even roll it, so I guess I'll go ahead and review it. 420 Gs, so a lot stronger than my Pyrus. The Pyrus is only 300, so you can't really do much with it. Really like the Aquas Reaper though. It's a shame I cannot touch a Darkest one. Those are really expensive. But again, Reaper, another one of those really interesting designs, a really cool mold. And I feel like B1 Bakugan really stand out because of how detailed they are for being so small. Like the fact that you can take a sphere and split it up like that is really cool. But I do have a few Reapers, which it's kind of funny. Harder Bakugan for me to find when I was a kid. I did manage to find quite a few now though. Sapphire for Femo Dragonoid is really cool. I like it. Simoga is an organic Laserman. Yeah. Or maybe Simoga is what Laserman was built from. food for thought. You know, that could be some canon lore right there. You know, Dry Bones, I would really like a way to make a full R-less deck. I've been messing around with like a concept for that, and I've decided on Ultimate Vilock. And by doing so, you would have to run 3 of each of the Geogon. So it would be kind of wonky, and I don't think it would really perform that great. But I still think it would be worth it regardless. Make sure that's everything. All right. So I do have 5 more Aquas Bakugan Brawlers. This is a legacy collection like no other. The title definitely for real. Nightcore, I am just lucky. I didn't have any B1 Bakugan, and then I just asked around on the servers one day, and I've worked out a lot of trades. And yeah, my collection grew crazy fast. It is a little ridiculous, but I am really thankful. So next up, again, another open core B1 Bakugan. This is Aquas Saurus. Part of my Mono Aquas team. It has a really strong magnet, and his bulky design is also really good for blocking in the game. But G power wise, 350, so not bad. Saurus does have 2 little manual feet there, but again, thin plastic. I don't want to risk breaking it. Saurus is probably again another one of those iconic Bakugan that you first saw. Especially in stores, and it is one of my favorite. Like, honestly, if I had to make a generic team without any main characters or anything like that, it would probably be Serpenoid, Saurus, and Centipede. I mean, I might switch it up, but that would probably be a safe bet, a safe assumption for me. Oh yeah, a ton of Geogons. So I need to buy one more Ultimate Vilock set. I bought one for the channel reviews, and then I got one for Christmas. So I have 2 of every R-less Geogon. Then I was thinking you could run the Legends Vilock, and then it's Diamond Evo. You could get 3 of those. I have 3 Body Breaker. You could run 3 Fierce Charge. So there's a way to do it, but I just don't know how like viable that deck would be. Moving on though, here is an Aquas Robotalion. Again, some really iconic designs. You gotta love B1 Bakugan. I do. They are some of my favorite. I've really been on a legacy kick lately just because you know, this current generation of Bakugan, I think we're like wave 3 right now. The distribution is just so slow, and I've only got the wave 3 cores. So yeah, I've just been taking my time to focus on legacy Bakugan. This Robotalion has 250 G power. Not the best Bakugan, probably good to use if you have a, ooh, better watch that out. A good Bakugan to use if you have like a lowest G power total wins. Otherwise, not that great. But yeah, keeping the reviews coming. Still have Aquas Bakugan. This is, again, another one of my newly recent acquires from a trade. And this is the Aquas Centipede. I knew I had more than I thought. So I have the Pyrus, I have the Subterra, and I have the Aquas. So I almost have them. Like, I'm getting there. And this one has 400 G power. So pretty average. It's like in the mid of B power for a B1 Bakugan. And yeah, it was brought up earlier in the chat. Centipede is definitely good for blocking. Just the way of how long it was. If you could land it up sideways horizontally like that, yeah, it was awesome. Very, very powerful Bakugan indeed. Moving on though. Right here, favorite has got to be. So this is my Aquas Juggernaut, and you know, the icing on the cake, it is an open core, so it performs very well. Hopefully I can show that off right now. Yeah, good enough. I mean, it did pop, so that was good. 400 G power. This is the original attribute. Cannon, Aquas, Juggernaut. The jaw does open. So the jaw is openable on this Juggernaut, which is really cool. One of my favorites. Like, you would think it is a basic design, but it is adorable. And it's the first Turtonium. You gotta represent the turtles. Such a cool Bakugan. My first Juggernaut was the Subterra. I have been thinking about getting one for some time. But again, Juggernaut is one of those Bakugan that can be a bit pricey. And we just had Reaper fall off the table there. I'm going to have to slide the Bakugan back. I'm running out of space back here. But yeah, Aqua's Juggernaut is really awesome. Got some more photos on the Discord. Someone's got a Chaos, I think that's Killian Leonis. Bakutech Bakugan. I'm loving that. Custom painted for Rascal. Ooh, someone made a Darkest. They were tired of Spin Master not, you know, not putting Bakugan out, so they made their own. I respect it. Really cool. And then they're dropping, oh, we got Funtime Gamer. We have the original 6 Guardians of Vestroia, the Legendary Warriors. Now that is a flex. I have an Exedra that's kind of Darkest. It's the Baku swap, Ventus Darkest. That's awesome, though. Oh, we got a whole Bakutech team here with Tapu Koko. All right. Reaper did not die. We're good. So the top open, but Reaper did make it. We're okay. No problems there. Going to be reviewing the last Aquas, and it is my only other translucent B1. I have reviewed this one before. This was huge for my collection. One of the first big Bakugan I actually got. And yeah, open core once again. So a lot of my Aquas Bakugan are open cored. And yeah, I think that is so cool. But translucent Aquas Griffin, 400 G power. Really strong. It matches my translucent Centipoid. You know, they're both at 400, so pretty strong if I wanted to run them on a team together, which I thought about making a translucent team. I just need one more translucent Bakugan. But yeah, Griffin does have some manual parts here. Very nice. Go ahead and put Griffin on the pedestal. Yeah, Brendan over on the Discord, he's really awesome. He has all 6 Juggernauts of the attributes. Now that is something I would love for the collection. It would be really cool. And that does it for Aquas. So now we only have Ventus and Darkest left. Go ahead and close up Griffin. And I'll make space back, so I'll slide. I gotta review those. Put all my B1s back. This is kind of cringe storage for me. Normally I like my Bakugan separated and protected a little more. But I got so many B1 Bakugan so quickly, I honestly could not keep up. So right now I'm kind of scurrying to get enough packages and what have you, and storage boxes to keep everything the way I would like. So next up is Ventus, who's ready to take a look at some Ventus B1s. So I'm going to pull out all of my Ventus Bakugan here. Oh, well, I guess they're all kind of popping open. fun thing that I just noticed, everyone, in case you didn't notice what I was just doing, B1 Bakugan actually fit in the brawl zone. That's hilarious. Oh no, my B1 Hydronoid's being insane. Okay. Okay, on to Ventus, which I only have 6. My B1 Bakugan collection is pretty small. Starting off with my Ventusaurus. So this one is a closed core. Oh, come on, you could have done better. I feel like that could have been so much better. And try that again. There we go. Ventusaurus, which I really like the orange. It is a pretty nice detail. It stands out very nicely. And yeah, Ventusaurus is actually really strong with 460 Gs. So yeah, Ventusaurus is a big boy. Really cool too. I just like Saurus as a design. A good blocker as well, just like Centipede, but for different reasons. You know, Saurus is chunky with these little shoulder things. So, you know, if your opponent's not rolling really hard, they could just bounce right off and potentially just roll right off the gate. So that's pretty nifty. I mean, something to try, I guess. Now then, some more Bakugan I got in trades. I have a Ventus Fear Ripper. This thing is pretty cool. It has a G power of 530. So again, pretty strong. Which pretty wild it is that strong. And again, I really like the coloring with Ventus. You know, you get the purple and the orange. They just stand out really well. And next up is actually a B1 Ventus Dragonoid. I owe Brennan a lot of thanks for this video. He traded me a majority of what you see here, if not the majority, then a large portion of which. So the Ventus Dragonoid has a 400 G power, and it looks so cool. You know what? I feel like the mechanisms, like the magnets and springs and whatever, are more reliable. And I'll tell you why they're more reliable. Because these B1 Bakugan came out in, what was it, like 2007 and 2008. They're still performing as good as G3 Bakugan. And these things are like ancient, right? It's 2024. You're talking about 16 years old. And no joke, this Dragonoid will roll and open on the magnet. See, I mean, the fact that the mechanism works that good to be that old of a toy, I mean, you don't have older toys that work that good. Especially 90s toys, because no lie, a majority of those were battery operated, so that's a downside right there. But yeah. I would definitely say that these are better than G2 and G3 because even now, right, G2's not that old, and I have some Battle Planet Bakugan that are already like not functioning properly. The springs and the magnets are wearing out already, and it's already been like a few years. So in comparison, B1 Bakugan, honestly, probably better. You know, just honestly putting that out there. But here we go. We have a new addition to the collection. This is Ventus Falconeer. And I'm so happy about getting this because it is in original attribute. I love having Bakugan in original attribute. 450 Gs. Falconeer just looks so cool. Also considered putting this on a team with Juggernaut and Gorum, just because I could have 3 original attribute Bakugan on a team. But again, Gorum is a main standout, right? So I'd want to have 3 original attribute Bakugan that aren't main characters. So I couldn't really use Juggernaut either because he came up in a few episodes. A lot harder to do when you want to do that. Yeah, you know, Brandon is really, really awesome. If you haven't had the opportunity to meet him over on my Discord server or Fusions or the Cube Bakugan trading server, you know, definitely say hello. If it's in his ability, I think he would trade to help out really anyone, just because he seems like one of those kind of people. Like he likes to trade, and it's better than spending a lot of money on Bakugan, right? Because I feel that way. If you could trade for a Bakugan you want, it doesn't matter what you have to trade, as long as you're not having to pay out of pocket for that. Favorite Bakugan for each attribute. Okay, Aquas, Juggernoid, Ventus. Shoot. Ventus would probably have to be Falconeer. Darkest, Centipoid. Chaos. Chaos is hard. Chaos would be Tentacleer. But if I had to pick B1, it would be Tiguera. Pyrus. Griffin. Yep, Pyrus would be Griffin. And then what does that leave? I know I'm missing one. Oh, Subterra. So Subterra would have to be Cycloid. I want a Subterra Cycloid so bad, but the prices for that thing are like worse than the single-headed Hydronoid. No joke. People literally want $400 to $500 for this thing. But yeah, Subterra Cycloid would be hilarious. I feel like that was the original series, like, meme Bakugan, because the voice actor kind of just had a comedic approach, if you will, and just the mannerisms of that character were very, like, well, I would just say they had a lot of comical effect. Oh, I want a single-headed Hydronoid too. Those are awesome. I think everybody wants it because of how iconic it is. But getting into the Ventus collection, you know, I want to keep this rolling. I have a Ventus Reaper. So 3 out of 6 attributes actually have a Reaper for Aquas, Pyrus, and Ventus. So I'm halfway there, I guess, on my on the Reaper thing. But getting a Darkest one is going to be so challenging. The Ventus Reaper has 350 Gs. Looks pretty awesome, though, quite honestly. I think this is my favorite out of the 3 just for the coloring. I just think it has the best. Go ahead and swap it out with the Falconeer. Yeah, see, to my point earlier, like, everybody wants a single-headed Hydronoid. That is just one of those Bakugan that is so hard to get. I mean, if you find one for under $100, you are one of the luckiest people in the world. Now then, my last Ventus Bakugan is another Centipoid. So that's right, I have Pyrus, Subterra, Aquas, and Ventus. I just have to hunt down Chaos and Darkest to have one of every attribute. One of my biggest ones right here was Centipoid. It was probably one of my first. I think it was what, Robotalion, and then I had the translucent Pyrus Centipoid. And I want to say my third one was like an off attribute Gorum that was really common. It was either the Pyrus that was 250 or the Darkest that was 300 G power. But that was my first 3, and I remember like trading something for them. It was probably like some Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something, because that's what I was into at the time. But yeah, the Ventus Centipoid I have is my weakest. It only has 250 G. But I definitely have to hunt down a Darkest and Chaos one to complete the set. And I guess the regular Pyrus, but I don't know, the translucent Pyrus would probably work just fine. But yeah, love my Centipoids. Probably hilarious that I like the Bakugan so much. But I do. You know, it's really basic, but it is one of my favorites. And in the reboot too, even, like, I actually like the Centipod is the name of the rebooted one. I never did get the diamond. That is one that I am looking for. I would love to do more Bakutech reviews. The problem is actually buying them for a decent price. I use eBay for a majority of my Legacy Bakugan, and Bakutech on that site are usually around $20 and $30. and I have to watch the budget. It's really hard to keep content rolling if I have to spend 20 to 30 on each individual Bakugan. But yes, I definitely want to get more Bakutech on the channel. I have 2 right now. 3 if you count Helios MK2, but I don't think many people count that as Bakutech. But yeah, I only have 2 Bakutech, so I definitely got to get more on the channel. I hear you. It's just prices. Yeah, so I think Bakugan, it's just like my Pyrus Dragonoid at the beginning of stream. There's a lot of Bakugan that had like different variants. So the Pyrus Dragonoid I have has like 4 or 5 different versions. There's also a 290G one, and then I have the 300, the 360, and the 520. So that's 4 different B1 Pyrus Dragonoids. And I'm sure there's probably more, and that's the case for all Bakugan. I don't think all of them had like a set attribute or a set G power per se. So starting off, and I guess this is the finale of my B1s. I have my 2 Darkest Saurus. One is open core, but it is rusted a bit. Poor thing has seen its rough days. But then I have a newer one that, well, it sticks, but I promise it's in better condition. Well, it was in better condition before this video. Alright, well the tail's not coming out, so this entire stream, that is the first Bakugan I've had a problem with. I'll have to take a look at that when it's all said and done and see if I can't fix this Saurus. But yeah, closed core, Darkest Saurus. And then I have the open core. The closed core and the open core, though, there's funny enough have the same G power of 400. But really cool. Have a ton of Saurus too. Don't know if I'll try to get it in every attribute, but I might. Now next up, this one's really cool. This Darkest Stinglash caught my eye because it's a different color than all of my other Darkest Bakugan. The purple is a lot lighter and the black plastic is a lot darker, or like grayer. It looks a little off, but I have confirmed that it is a legit Gon. It also sticks a little bit. It is very strong too at 400. Seems like a majority of my B1s are all at 400 G power. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually original attribute for Stinglash. Stinglash is originally Darkest, so this is another one I have that I could put with my Ventus Falconeer. And wouldn't be a bad team, quite honestly. I think legacy-wise, Ventus and Darkest works kind of well together. Very cool. Now here, this is awesome. This is my Darkest B1 Serpenoid. So I do have it in original Pyrus and Darkest. You gotta have a couple of snakes, because again, it is one of those iconic Bakugan, even if it doesn't want to open for you. 450 G power. So again, really strong. Yep, gotta have a couple of Serpenoids. I wonder if I can't just bring this closer. Kind of have it where you can't really see. There we go. I don't necessarily have to roll out the Bakugan. Just kind of showcase it. There we go. Well, I need to fly to Vietnam then if they are, or try to buy from there. Yeah, that was brought up to me before. I do plan on taking a look at Bai and Makari. Hopefully I'll have luck. But so far I've only been using eBay, and it's been okay. Nothing great, but it's been working out. Next up, I have a Darkest Praeus. So this little guy, he sticks too. I think like the last few Bakugan I've had have been sticking. He doesn't like to open. When I was a kid, the Darkest Praeus I had was actually a G power change. This one's actually an attribute change, and it's canon to the show. So you get Aquas, Darkest, and Subterra, which I believe, like if I'm not mistaken, those were the 3 attributes that Preyas changed into throughout the first season, and it was like the only attributes he ever really changed into. So that's pretty cool to have. You know, it kind of goes with my Chaos Pearl Preyas. Would be cool to track down a few more, maybe Aquas, I don't know. But it does stink that it doesn't open. Oh, G-Power wise, it has 350, so not that strong either. I think Preyas is just one of those iconic Bakugan people like to see. Alright, so that was a look at Preyas. My Darkest is a shame it doesn't open. I think the little spring trigger that changes or spins the wheel, it goes up too far, and it keeps the little back clasp from opening. But moving on, I do have a Darkest Falconeer. This is one of my older Bakugan, so again, a little rusted, 300 G power. I definitely like the Ventus a lot more that I got. But the Darkest is cool too. Wouldn't mind finding some more of these. I think one in Subterra would be neat. Or Pyrus. Almost done with the B1 Bakugan portion, chat. We have 2 more Darkest Bakugan left, and that's it. That is all. So this is huge. This is one of the more uncommon Bakugan, at least in my opinion. And it is an original attribute, so even better. This is Darkest Garganoid. So yeah, really iconic. I bet many people don't know Garganoid was actually a retrain, and we had Garganoid in B1. So this is the Darkest. It has 480 Gs or 450. Let me look at that again. Yeah, 480. So pretty strong and really cool looking. The mold definitely stands out. It's definitely unique. I like the way these silver horns kind of go up. But yeah, really cool Darkest Bakugan. I was really happy to get this off of a trade. I wasn't expecting it, and it was really huge. This is one of those Bakugan that I never did find as a kid, so to be able to have the opportunity to have it now is huge. And then everybody knows my final Bakugan, right? Like, you're not a Bakugan fan unless you know this awesome Bakugan right here. Now, my version of Dual Hydronoid is the Sonokong. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Closed core, Dual Hydronoid. Obviously, Darkest original attribute. Gotta have it. And then for G power, it is 380 Gs, which I believe is the lowest option the Sonokong Hydronoid can have. But still huge, still an amazing Bakugan, and it is still a heavy attack special treatment. So the ring there in the center is metal. Yeah, big centerpiece to my collection. This thing is brand new, pretty much. Believe it or not, I actually opened this for a channel review. So it is the newest in that regard B1 Bakugan that I have. Super excited and super happy to have this. Would be awesome to have a single-headed Hydronoid, but this is like second to that. Having a Sonokong closed core, at least for me, because I feel like they were a much better quality, like just the feel of it, like everything about it is way better. And it lasts too. Oh, someone asked about it. So I gotta show it. I gotta do it. Oh, where's it at? I know it's somewhere. It's right here somewhere. Boom. Monster Jam. I did get it. I actually got 2 of it. I have one on my shelf that I kept sealed, and then I have one in case I wanted to use it. I thought a Dragonoid with double Flame Fist and 1000 B power could have potential. And then, you know, it has the built-in 3 reroll or 4 reroll, whatever it is. Yeah, insane G2 Bakugan. But yeah, that wraps up my B1 collection. Ending things off with dual Hydronoid. I think that's a good place to end it. But I'm not ending the stream though. That's just all of my B1s. I still have the B2. If everyone is excited about those. I know I am, because that includes my Brontes collection. But before the Brontes collection, I will go ahead and review just my regular B2s first. I am going to get this off because I think they'll roll better, so I won't have to worry about them falling off the field as much. And in fact, you know what? I won't even roll them. This is a review video after all. I'll probably just open them up. You know, we have the spinning display. Keep things good. Keep it all simple, you know? But yeah, so Brontes last. We'll go ahead and open up my B2. And here we go. Look at all these fabulous goodies. Oh, I even had one Bakugan that didn't want to wait. So where should I start, chat? Because these are some gems. And that is no joke. There we go. Yeah. Huge collection here. These are the Bakugan that are most important to me. I did get a few of these off of a trade recently. In fact, half of this collection. Oh yeah, one of my biggest achievements is actually completing Ventus Altair and Weird. And the Weird I got with the translucent Pyrus Centipede and then the Sub-Terra Tentaclair. So yeah, I got all 3 of those on a trade. That was huge for the collection. But I'm going to go ahead and start things off taking a look at the Baku crystals in this set, because they are the ones that I got most recently. Again, from Brennan. He sent me a huge trade package. Shout out to him. Make sure if you see him anywhere, tell him thank you for giving Baku Brad, well, trading Baku Brad some content. So starting out, I have the Baku Crystal Mosquito. I don't know, HM, if you're still on the stream chilling, but this is definitely for you and the Swarm. This is OG Sectonoid right here. 670 Gs. So the power level is going to increase now. And you know what? I want to show off this Baku Crystal a little better. You know what? So we're gonna try this again. I don't know how good it's gonna do, but I want better lighting. I think there we go. Okay. HM, you're here. Yes, the Swarm. We have the Legacy Swarm. Sectonoid before he got buff. The Buzzhole before the Buzzhole. It is Mosquito. Kind of a funny name for a Bakugan, but for obvious reasons. The Mosquito. Really cool. And I have quite a few Baku crystals now, which is so cool. I'm still learning how to close them, which is funny. Moving on though, and now this one is huge. This is Thunder Wilda. Has some manual feet at the bottom. Thunder Wilda has 660, so again, a pretty strong Bakugan. But I really like that Baku Crystal, like the first diamonds. Like these are the diamonds of G1. Oh, my MK2, this cost me 80 bucks from a friend. It is my prized possession. I'm so happy to have a Helios Mark II. Like, that is a coveted Bakugan. Mine's not even the Battle Gear version either, but I absolutely love it. One of the best Bakugan ever made. And Dry Bones, that is the Aquas Wolverine. Yep. My only Marvel Bakugan, and now I want to get the Red Skull just for the memes. I wouldn't mind getting a few more Marvel Bakugan, but I was happy to find the one. I actually picked that thing up from a local seller in my area. But yeah, Thunder Wilda, really cool. This is the evolution of Wilda. I think it looks a lot better than the base version. So yeah, really huge. Love the accents and the paint. Awesome Bakugan. And translucent Bakugan are cool anyway because I think you take on the attribute of your opponent, which is really cool. So the next Baku Crystal I have, so this is really interesting, and I was really excited to share it with everyone. So this is the Baku Crystal Hyper Dragonoid that I already had, and this is the version I got from Brennan, and I actually have two different variants now. It's a vague difference, but variations are variations. I have a Hyper Dragonoid with copper horns, and then the Hyper Dragonoid with silver horns. I don't know if that really affects price or collectability. I don't really know the story there. I imagine it chalks itself up to like the way Butterclaw, the red one was plain and then it had some orange paint. I'm assuming it's a story like that, but I don't really know. And I had the opportunity to have this pair in the collection, so why not? It's awesome to me. Yeah, the Platinum Bakugan of G2 were really cool. I really like Platinum Bakugan a lot. Part of me wants the Platinum gimmick to return in G3, but I'm afraid if it does, it really would end up being a carbon copy of Beyblade. Yeah, Vladidir could be 3D printed. I mean, I've seen a ton of molds for Max Spider, the Silent Naga, Infinity Drago. I'm sure some plans could be drawn up. But yeah, Hyper Dragonoid pair, pretty cool. I know it's a vague difference, but with the horns, I think it is neat. Uh-oh, looks like I'm getting that low battery warning. So bear with me, chat. I gotta pop a little cord in to charge. Might be tricky. So we're going to lose a little bit of light in the back. That shouldn't be too bad. I don't want to end the stream because the stream's not over. It's not Jover yet. Oh, that might weigh down the phone too much. Okay, so I'm going to change positioning. Bear with me, everybody. The stream must go on. Ooh, my little stand is dusty. Bad stand. That's what I get for living in the city. Okay. And... oh, that's just the light for my room. Well, that's going to be a pain. Alright. Okay, is that manageable, everyone? I am sorry about having to flip the perspective. Stupid phone is dying, man. I had this thing all ready to go. It's just my webcam doesn't pick up everything as well. You can kind of tell by all the cords everywhere. All right, we got some more pictures over on the Discord. Let's take a look, chat. Have a custom painted Finico. That is awesome. Got Leonidas with a Lumigrowl, and I'm jealous because they have the matching battle gear. I've got to pick that up for my Lumigrowl. Ooh, someone's got that Darkest Amfrog pack. I am jealous. I need Darkest Amfrog for my Violet combiner. And a Knight Percival. Oh, looks like Baku's still weird, or maybe a custom paint. Awesome regardless. Amazing. Loving the photos, everyone. Oh, snap, HM, that is a Baku Neon Mosquito. Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect for your channel. I didn't know you had one. That thing looks amazing. I didn't even know it was released in Baku Neon. Yeah, I want to get the Baku Neon Mega Brontes that's Ventus. So Funtime wants me to read what Altair said, and it says, I have been brawling when you were in diapers, Sapphire. Yeah, Sapphire Dragonoid is definitely newer than Altair. Altair's got him on age. Or her on age, that's right. So that is the Baku crystals of my collection. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Alpha Hydronoids. I had the Subterra, but I did get the Chaos from that trade. Again, Brennan. I feel like he definitely hooked me up as far as my legacy collection goes. I mean, now I have 2 Alpha Hydronoids. That is huge. I custom painted my Darkest, and I regret it. It did have a gold horn because someone had already custom painted it. So my idea was I was trying to fix it. Yeah, sadly, it just did not turn out. You know what? We're going to scrap the display. But yeah, so we have the 2 Alpha Hydronoids. The Subterra is 650 G power. Not bad at all. And again, heavy metal. I love the heavy metal ring. It's like the first iterations of what Platinum Bakugan were. The Chaos Alpha Hydronoid is 630. Still really awesome. And, you know, the Alpha Hydronoids, oddly enough, in Aquas was never released. So you can get Alpha Hydronoid in Subterra, Chaos, the Translucent Darkest, Pyrus, Ventus, but not Aquas. I found that hilarious. Like, it was only ever not released in one attribute. Like, come on, Spin Master. If you're going to release it in 5, go ahead and release it in the 6th and last one. Oh, so do you have the normal plastic Alpha Hydronoid? Dry Bones? The translucent one from the Evo pack? Because that's actually, believe it or not, that is the variant I think I want the most. It would be cool to get the translucent one rather than the heavy metal one. Because I feel like the heavy metal one's maybe more sought after. The translucent one I feel could possibly get sold easier. Or maybe you could find it easier. I don't know. I don't. Jeez, $4 was a steal though. An Alpha Hydronoid for $4? I don't care which one it is. That's huge. That is really good. So moving on though, I still have plenty to review in this video. These are my sample DNA Saboteur. So price checking online, finding what I could about them. This was just a wave that was distributed, right? And they were just sample out DNA little code stickers. Not really rare. I think they go for like 20 bucks a piece or something like that. So like they're not highly collectible, but they're just neat little pieces for the collection. Hard to make out, but it does say sample right there instead of having the black temperature thing with the numbers. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I like Saboteur. There's a ton. I think you can get a sample Saboteur in every faction. The Crimson and Pearl Saboteur, that is a sample. That thing's like 80 bucks. Now that one would be crazy to get. The two I have are actually the two cheaper ones you can find that do have that sample sticker, but they're still really cool. And a ton of manual pieces, right? Like that was something about Gundalian Invader Bakugan. Ton of manual parts. Like I think the horns come up too. If I can figure out how to, or is it the head? I thought the horns came out, but maybe not. Either way, regardless, there are a ton of manual parts on Saboteur. And yeah, the fact that I do have two of the sample DNA is just neat. I just want to get a Crimson and Pearl for the collection because they were the Target exclusives. Right now I'm looking at a Letherius that is Crimson and Pearl. I would be open to a trade. We'll definitely have to talk at some point. Maybe I have something you want, but I would definitely love that for the collection. I have one slot left. One slot. So that would actually be really awesome. I have not got to the Brontes collection, so these are my personal B2s. Afterwards is my Brontes collection, and that will be the last bit of tonight's stream. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and joining me tonight. This stream has gone a little longer than I thought it would. I honestly thought I would take this like an hour, and that's as long as it would be. But I appreciate everyone's support and tuning in and sticking around because this has been a little while now, and I'm loving it. I'm digging it. It's awesome. But no, we're all good. No worries, HM. I understand that people like to do things while they watch streams, and it is all good. You know, even if you pop in for like 5 minutes, it is all worth it to me. The fact that you are all willing to support me is huge. But ton of Bakugan to get through, so gonna go ahead and go with one of my Baku Pearls, or I guess I'll start out with both of mine. This one's pretty huge. So this is actually a Chaos Blade Tiguera Pearl, original attribute. The only downside is it does have a very loose foot. When it's closed, it kind of wobbles out of place, and it will open. Otherwise, really great Bakugan and huge for any collection. 500 G-Power, which I don't know if that's the canon G-Power or not. I wish it was, because the fact that I have a Pearl main character is really huge, and it's original attribute too. So probably one of my favorites. Well, obviously all of these are my favorites. That's why they're there. They're here. But yeah, definitely a prime example of why it is in my personal collection. Oh, cool. You have a Pearl Tiguera as well? Awesome. Love it, love it. And thank you all for watching. Seriously. My second Pearl is one that I did pick up recently, and I made like a little Christmas special about it. Thing was silly and ridiculous, but it was fun to do. And that is my Aquas Wormquake. So it is very festive themed, in my opinion. I wanted to pick this up because when I was a kid, it was like one of the first Pearls I got that was B2. I found it in a single pack. I traded it away because at the time I didn't really care for it and I didn't like it. But you know what? In my old age, it's just grown on me, and it was a figure I had to get my hands on. Yeah, so I did. It was really cheap, actually. I think I got it for like 10 bucks. 510 G's. But yeah, the good old Christmas worm. That's what I call it. It is my Christmas worm. Just lots of white, greens, reds, and then the blue on the outside. I always thought it was like interesting color choices for Aquas on a Pearl. Like you might want to do something a little differently, but no. Spin Master was like, it's Christmas time. Still one of my favorites though. And now then, well, I guess I'll go ahead and skip Wolverine and do Naga because it's kind of a Pearl. But everyone should know this one. This is the DS exclusive White Naga. pretty much functions like a Pearl Bakugan, 650 G power. This is the closest we ever got to a legit Silent Naga mold. And I guess the coloring too, because it's white and blue. I wish it was white and purple. That would have been like huge, but still cool. It does have some little manual feet. And one thing that's really awesome about my Naga is the whole serial number is actually still on there. Like all of my Bakugan, all of the serial numbers are all worn off. But pretty cool to actually have the serial numbers on my mine. So that's pretty neat. Oh, you should definitely make more Legacy videos, HM. That's where the hype is right now. Distribution for Wave 3 is so bleh that I think right now to like jump into Legacy is not a bad idea. And that's a good way to look at it, Dry Bones. I guess it is base Naga, right? Where Silent Naga was the evolution, where he like absorbed the Silent Core or whatever. So yeah, I mean, we got base Naga. That's something. Moving on, though, this is a huge Bakugan. And this one's die-cast. The feet are die-cast metal, so it is a Mectanium Surge Bakugan. This is a Bakugan that I don't find a lot of information on, and I don't see it around a whole lot. And that is Chaos Horidin. I'm still not sure about the pronunciation, but this is like the OG Halcor. It was a humanoid, three-headed Cerberus dog Anubis type creature. But yeah, really cool. It's a shame I don't have it in its OG attribute Darkest, but I do have it in Chaos. And the fact that it is the die-cast version, I think, is really cool. Yeah, just a really neat Bakugan. I think it's rare. I don't know. I just don't find a lot of info on it. I don't see a lot of it online. So I'm not really sure. I'm just speculating. But for me, it's definitely a rare Bakugan. So it had to go into my personal collection. Really cool. And the coloring is also off to me as well. It doesn't really seem like a normal Chaos Bakugan. It's really gray. But I don't have a lot of experience with Mectanium Surge Bakugan, so I don't know a whole lot about them. I just know that this Bakugan is awesome. And I keep turning it around because I'm actually looking for the G power to tell you all. There we go. So 830. This thing is a beast. 830 Gs. Very strong. It's also kind of a pain to close up. I feel like the heads have to be like perfect. And I always struggle. There we go. But yeah, Chaos Horidin. Really cool Bakugan. Probably one of my favorite Mectanium Surges that I've seen. My other favorite Mectanium Surge Bakugan I actually got recently. Again in a trade. So very happy about that. And I will be taking a look at it next. So Nightcore, those are all the sites that I've heard about. At least for me, that's all that I use. Moving on to my other Mectanium Surge Bakugan, I have a Darkest Raisinoid, and this thing is huge. It still has the sticker on the DNA code. Like, you know this is a good condition Bakugan when the sticker's still on it. I actually have a Darkest Cyborg Helios that still has the sticker on the G power, so that's pretty cool. Oh, Darkest Raisinoid didn't want to open. This Bakugan is so cool. I like how the jaw is a little off-centered, so it looks menacing when you open him up. Such a really menacing Bakugan. Definitely a villain. Darak, like, reincarnated and re-evolved. Crazy Bakugan. And die-cast bottom. I love that about Mectanium Surge Bakugan. There is a little bit of die-cast metal. Even if a majority of them are repainted, they are still really cool. Darkest Raisinoid is awesome. Kind of a pain to close, though. You're all going to watch me struggle here in a bit because the arms have to be like perfectly around the bottom. And then it has the Alto Brontes disease. Cool enough though, Razornoid actually, if you can see right there in the center, is actually a spin wheel G-Power change Bakugan. So that is pretty cool. Kind of has the, you know, spin wheel that Preus has, but instead of attribute, it's G-Power. And that's on a Mectanium Surge Bakugan. Really, really neat. Yes, that is the one I got from Brennan. I feel like I've been like repeating that all night long, but he really did. That's why I wanted to do this live stream and do a legacy collection one, because I had gotten so many new legacy gons in the weeks prior that I just had to do a video. But I knew it had to be a big video, right? Like I couldn't just record 30 minutes and like cover everything. So yeah, had to make a stream, had to stream it all because I got a ton of legacy gems. Like these Bakugan are huge. We do have the Aquas Wolverine in the collection. This Bakugan is hilarious. I really like the design of it. It looks so funny. It's also really cool that Spin Master decided to use the comic accurate costume for Wolverine. I definitely appreciate that. Very, very cool Bakugan. So G-Power wise, trying to remember where they put it on Wolverine. Where is the G-Power? Sometimes it is so hard to find where it's printed. Okay, so 550. It was printed in white, that's why I couldn't see it. Wolverine, definitely not the strongest, but still really cool. Really cool Bakugan. I've got to get more of these Marvel crossovers, but they can be expensive too, depending on the one you want. So close him up. And again, the thing with like Bakugan after New Vestroia, I feel like, was just the Alto Brontes disease, right? So like they have all of these jagged edges and stuff. And it's just such a shame, and it's so hard to roll them. But they're still awesome regardless of that, like even if it is hard to roll. And then here is my Chaos Lumagrow. So one of my favorite Gundalian Invaders Bakugan, just because of how detailed this mold is, right? Like you have a ton of detail. It folds out almost completely. And I mean, even when you take the tail down, it is such a big Bakugan, so much detail. Had to get one. So awesome. 770 G-Power too. So one of the stronger ones in my collection. Very, very nice. It is the Wolf Bakugan. It's kind of a retrain of Hinoid and Gundalian Invaders, but better. So really awesome. And really strong too. 770 G-Power. That is insane. I also got this one from Brennan as well. So all of the Baku crystals, except for the Silver Horned Hyper, the Lumagrow, the Chaos Hydronoid, the Razornoid, all from Brennan. And I totally closed that Lumagrow wrong. Okay. Have to relearn how to close these Legacy Gons now. I think I did something wrong here. Trying to figure it out. Oh, yep. Struggling with closing the wolf. There we go. Got it. So that was Lumagrow. Now then, moving on to the last half of the Bakugan collection. Kind of buffering a little bit, so I'm going to let things chill for a moment. How is everyone doing, chat? Everyone's still doing good? We enjoying the evening? Going on to like the second Subterra in my collection. I only have two. This is my Subterra Tentacleer. And again, just recently got one of the iconic figures and designs, so I definitely wanted to pick one up. I did look for a Chaos, but the Subterra, it just worked its way into a trade, and it was available, so I went ahead and snagged it. 460 G, so it's not very strong, but Giant Eyeball reminds me of Cloptor, and I really like it. Glad you're enjoying it, Dry Bones. I'm glad everyone's tuned in and watching. These Legacy Bakugan are amazing. Yeah, Tentacleer is very iconic, if you will. That was a great joke. Love the pun there. But yeah, Subterra Tentacleer. And if it is the autofocus HM, I'll just kind of slow things down a bit. No need to be in a rush. Don't want to go too fast so the camera's like all bleh. But now then, here is my Exedra. And this isn't a custom that I've done because I know I've been ripping apart quite a few Legacy Bakugan. This is a legit Baku swap. No attribute symbol. So this is from Spin Master. And it is a Ventus and Darkus Exedra. Pretty cool, not that strong. It is only 490 G power. But what was cool about the actual Baku swap Bakugan is they could count as either attribute. So that's pretty neat. And yeah, Exedra, really cool. It's like a Hydra, if you will, or a better Hydronoid. But still really, really cool. And I like all the heads, like even on the side, they're not painted, but they're heads that are like on the sides, all on the inside. Really cool Bakugan. Yeah, hopefully it clears up soon. I don't want the whole stream to be all like ugh like that. So I'm hoping it'll catch up eventually. But yeah, Baku swap Exedra, and that was my only like legit Baku swap that I haven't done myself. So pretty neat. Now then, going off, so I got this Bakugan from the same person that I got the Helios from, and that is Dredgen over on the server. And this again, another iconic Bakugan that was one of my favorites. Because it broke the mold, right? Like it broke the standard rules for Bakugan. Uh-oh. Don't know why I flipped that up. Surprise. But this Bakugan broke the standard rules for Bakugan because it was a way for you to use an extra Bakugan on your team. This is Preyas 2 or Angelo and Diablo. Of course, this is Preyas's fusion. And this Bakugan is neat because it's actually two different Bakugan. Angelo and Diablo act as two separate Bakugan on two separate halves. So depending on which one you land on, that is the Bakugan that you use. But it's like having an extra Bakugan on your team. This is the Ventus version. The Aquos version is just way too expensive, and I don't really like the Chaos or Subterra. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get this Ventus in a trade, I believe. Don't really remember how me and Dredgen worked that one out, but still love this Bakugan, and I definitely had to get one. So yeah, I'll close him up. Not really that strong. I think the Diablo is like 480, and then Angelo was 650. But still a really cool Bakugan because it is double-sided. Really neat. I have a Preyas Diablo in Aquos. I wish I could get the Diablo and Angelo in Aquos because that would be huge. Oh, Altair's coming up. I'm going to save Altair second to last because I'm so excited about having the whole combiner for Altair. Definitely an awesome Bakugan. That is why it is in my personal collection. Yeah, it definitely could count as 7 or 8 with Angelo and Diablo, because if you want the main 6 or the original 6, you could get Aquos Diablo, which is what I did for mine. Maybe in the future I'll try to get the double-sided with both, but for right now I'm just using the Diablo. Moving on to BAKUTech. Yeah, we're getting into those BAKUTech Bakugan. Kind of review both of them at the same time. I have Zach Jaguar, which was my very first. I actually did a review on him for my 500th video. I really like how BAKUTech took the Subterra. It's not necessarily the cheese yellow that Evolutions made Arliss, but it's not really brown either. It's kind of like this weird orangey dandelion color. It's passable, right? Like, I will allow it. And then Gavly Anacon, I did make a recent review video of it, so I won't spend a whole lot of time here. But it does have die-cast metal feet. I feel like that is huge for any Bakugan. And yeah, it's really good at blocking. As you can all see, it has a really wide spread. It is a snake-like Bakugan. And just really cool. So these are my two BAKUTech Bakugan. They're really awesome. I just need to find a third matching Subterra, but I'm having a hard time finding Subterra Bakugan with these colorings. Grand Panzer is a BAKUTech Subterra Bakugan that's affordable, but it's normal colored, right? Like, it doesn't have this same color palette that these two do. But yeah, so those are my BAKUTech Bakugan. Got Gavly Anacon and Zach Jaguar. Put them up. And now they do have cross pieces. I don't really want to take the cross pieces out because I don't want to risk messing anything up. So I don't want to do that. I do want to try to refocus. My camera is just acting all kinds of crazy. Sorry about that, chat. I'll let everything catch up here in a minute. I will refocus things. Don't worry. Here it goes. There we go. Yeah, so the combination for Altair and Weird, here we go. It is time. Get into my favorite combiner, even more so than the Maxus Bakugan. I have Ventus Altair and Ventus Weird, which the wings for Ventus Weird don't necessarily work right, so I can't combine it, but I will do what I can. But yeah, Ventus, Altair, and Weird. Really cool Bakugan. Some of the first mechanical Bakugan we are introduced to in the show, beside Hades. So really awesome. And I managed to complete the set in Ventus. I was using a Chaos Weird for the longest time. Here is the Ventus Weird. I'll fold it out. G-Power is 450. By the way, other than like a card like Double Battle, there is no way to utilize the Altair Combiner in an actual game of Bakugan, which is sad. Like, they made no ruling to where you could actually use the Ventus Altair Combiner. My Altair is 600. Unfortunately, I don't have the Canon one that I think is 720. I think that's the Canon one, but I do have the 600, which I think is the common Ventus Altair. But yeah, so to combine them, you clip the Wired's head into the tail, or you just rest the little peg, and then the feet of Weird clip onto these little circle spots that are on Altair, which is kind of hard to do because my Weird's feet are loose. So they just want to jab in and they don't really want to connect the best. There we go. I know I'm doing this off camera, which kind of stinks, but I'm also trying to lock them in place. Oh, I'm struggling with this, chat. I combine Weird and Altair all the time. The one time I do it on stream, it's like I can't. Okay. We got it. It took a minute, but we got there. Here is the Altair and Weird combiner. So there are two different forms. There is the long version like this, which my wings don't work right. They are supposed to stick out like this, but they don't. They collapse in on themselves. I'm not really sure what causes this, but the Chaos Weird that I have doesn't do that. So I'm not sure if it was just like production or what. But there is a way to combine them like long ways as well. Yeah, the long ways combined system does look a little odd. But I know that you can combine it that way. And then, yeah, you can combine it to where it's face up. But I think that looks a little awkward too. I think no matter how you combine it, I think it's just going to look awkward. But with this way, it's, I guess, more noticeably a combiner. But here is the other way. You can combine Altair. Again, the wings on my weird don't work right. They are supposed to stand out straight and look like weird little feet. But yeah, my weird is a little messed up. But that is the full combiner. Very nice Bakugan. And yeah, pretty big pinnacle of my collection, actually having the Ventus Altair complete. I guess now my next step would be to get it custom painted by someone to actually look like the anime or the show accurate versions. But I always am iffy about that because I don't want to risk messing up the Bakugan. Yeah, you know, my phone probably is frying. Oh, yeah. It's hot as heck. But don't worry, chat. We're going to be ending it up here soon. It's been running pretty strong for a while now. We're at 2 hours and 47 minutes. Thank you all. This is amazing. I don't know. Do you think my phone can take one more? Just have to show off the Helios Mark II. This is my last Legacy Bakugan for this review video. I'm gonna have to cut it short and show my Brontes collection later. I think I'm kind of like at max capacity of the stream my phone can handle. But you know what? Helios Mark II is a good place to wrap it up. And I'll just do a stream possibly tomorrow night. And wrap things up with my Brontes. We could have a Brontes collection stream. I don't know, but here is Helios Mark II. Beautiful Bakugan. This is absolutely the pinnacle of my Legacy collection, hands down. I do want to fold it completely out right quick, chat. I mean, this Bakugan is so amazing. I'm so happy and thankful to have it. I mean, so cool. Now, it's not the anime accurate one. It is not the Battle Gear one. This is just like the base gray Mark II. But it's my favorite. And no one's going to change my mind. Here is the Helios Mark II. Hopefully it'll focus in a moment. Such a beautiful Bakugan and one of my favorite. Oh, mine's anime accurate? I thought the gray one wasn't the anime accurate one, so I might be mistaken. If mine is accurate, that is awesome. But yeah, that definitely the pinnacle of my Legacy B2 collection right there. The beautiful Helios Mark II. I don't know if there would be a couple or not. They are machines, so I kind of look at them as they're two halves of the same Bakugan. Kind of like a transformer combiner or something. But yeah, that about wraps up the Legacy collection. Now, brothers, I know I didn't make it to the Brontes this evening, but I will just set up a stream perhaps later on during the week. But yeah, I do have the Brontes collection I'm going to have to show off at some point. But yeah, my phone is just like HM said, he called it. That thing is like frying right now. I'm surprised it lasted this long, quite honestly. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. You are all awesome. And I hope everyone enjoyed this look at Legacy Bakugan. One thing I want to do on the server is some virtual Legacy Bakugan brawls. I don't know if anyone is interested in that, but I will be setting that up. So yeah, definitely going to be doing a lot more Legacy content. Thank you, Dry Bones. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I definitely appreciate the support, and I will put out a schedule for the next few live streams. I definitely am going to be doing some more Master Duel. I have the Brontes Bakugan that I'm going to have to review. I have a ton to do, and I'm definitely going to be doing some more streaming. But until next time, everyone, stay safe, Bakugan Brawl, and don't forget to throw that bread, right? Good night. Bye, everyone.